It is week 39 of the take. Edwin Diaz week, number 39. Elite closer for the New York Mets. He's been fantastic. We're going to get right into some baseball talk, a little bit of Yankees, a little bit of Mets. But first off, almost a continuation of what I talked about last week with Garrett Cole and the sticky stuff. And less than a week later, 2 days ago, they announced that they are going to ban any type of sticky substance for pitchers. This was the reactions, as you could expect, were it wasn't good. A lot of pitchers, it wasn't good. Baseball, essentially umbrellaing every type of substance in the same category. When we know that this spider tack is what's helping increase spin rate when you have combinations like rosin and sunscreen, that, almost every pitcher is using it to find a grip. It's funny, I didn't talk to you. There's another combo. Pitchers will boil Coca-Cola to get it, because it's like sugar and shit like that. They'll boil Coca-Cola.
And put that on their fingers?
Not when it's boiling, but when it turns into that consistency, it's probably tacky sludge.
Ooh, interesting.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's interesting. That shit looks gross.
Oh yeah. And so the whole thing is that if you get caught, so umpires are going to be checking throughout the games. If you get caught, it's ejection, suspension of 10 games with pay.
What's the point?
Use the sticky stuff and you get a paid 10-day vacation. And I think the only reason that they're doing this is it's what has been done in the past.
Okay.
That's like the same. They didn't want to change the way the suspensions go.
Okay.
That's like how, what was it, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever, when Pineda, remember, like when he was on the Yankees, Pineda had like a streak of pine tar on his neck. He thought he could get away with it because of his skin complexion. But like the umpire went up to his neck and he's like, yeah, you're out of here. And like, I think got suspended for 10 games with pay.
Was he at the games though, or did he just like go take a vacation? I would take a vacation.
I mean, he wasn't with the team. When you're suspended, you're not with the team.
Work. You're not in the dugout. You're not in the stadium.
Right.
Okay.
So.
What's the point?
I don't fucking know. But the best pitcher on the best team in baseball, in Tyler Glasnow, went on a rant that was so fine-tuned and open and really just kind of like head on. He found out yesterday that he had a partially torn UCL and a flexor strain, forearm flexor. So Tampa is shutting him down for an indefinite amount of time right now. People with the partially torn UCL, they try to avoid Tommy John. We saw that with Tanaka and Lugo. Lugo on the Mets when Tanaka was on the Yanks. So going to try and avoid Tommy John surgery. And I think the biggest point that he was trying to make throughout the entire press conference he had was, all right, great. That's cool. You want pitchers to stop using foreign substances, whatever it is. How the hell are you going to tell us in the middle of the season when a handful of pitchers have thrown, 90 innings the same way that they have in the past, coming off a season where they only pitched around, for Glasnow, he made it to the World Series, probably around like 100 innings with the shortened season. And that you're going to tell them, even before the All-Star break, with no time to prepare, in between starts, you have to change everything about your preparation, how you're going to get through a start right in the middle of the season. For me, that's the fucked up part, is that you're going, all right, hey, taking away this from you. Good luck. Like, whatever. Granted, Glasnow even said, like, hey, like, I had, like, one of my best. So the last start he had against the Nationals, struck out 11. He said, probably one of my best starts of the season for him. But the difference, he explained the difference in how he was throwing. That next start, the next day he woke up feeling sore in places that he's never felt sore before. He was explaining that truly the taking away, and he said, I use rosin and sunscreen. I use that combination as probably 85% of the league does, all pitchers. He said that I'm taught to hold a baseball like an egg. On my fingertips, loosely, I get a grip on it, and he's got huge hands. Glasnow is probably one of the strongest pitchers, tall-bodied guys in the league. And he was saying that with my fastball, I'm usually holding it out here. He had to tuck it in to his palm more. Same with his curveball. No longer could he just go fingertips. He had to like engulf the pitch, and he was saying having to grip it harder with nothing. He immediately felt stress in his forearm. I mean, you're flexing. If you're gripping the ball and like holding it down, pressure with your fingers, you are immediately flexing your forearm, which results in stress in the elbow and in the UCL area. And you could tell that after waking up from that start, throwing, 90 pitches, whatever it was, throwing the hardest you can throw, and the motion and the grip and just the torque that you throw down on the mound. I can't dismiss that didn't have a factor in his injury, like he said. Now, it's bold to say, hey, like that one start got me injured. Glasnow said it also. He goes, all right, granted, yeah, I know I throw 100 on my fastball, 98 every fastball I throw. But when you have this vast of a change in such a quick of time, how can you expect the pitchers? Like, there was no grace period. There's no adjustment period. If anything, I think you were really this far into the season where pitchers have thrown, we're a little over a third of the season so far. You can't do that to pitchers. There's no adjustment period. And as much as MLB wants to think that this is to enhance player safety and level out the playing field or whatever, yeah, that's great. I'm telling you, this is going to be. I truly think this could be a domino effect. Pitchers are going to start dropping, and it's not because of what we thought it could have been with having the limited innings, like I mentioned, for the shortened season. We all wondered, hey, how in the middle of a full year, how are their arms going to react after only pitching, only getting like 10 starts last season? People are well past 10 starts now. So I think they got it wrong again. As MLB, I feel like, has been getting it wrong. There's just no... Rob Manfred is literally stupid. That's what I'm... Like, that's literally... Like, there's no... Like... I'm trying to find the word... Like, he has no perception of, like, what players do, or, like, what they need for the game. Like, he's just not in their shoes, and he thinks, like, oh, well, like, everything will be okay. It's like, do you listen to any of them? Glasnow said that in the meeting with the players' union, all of the reps, every rep from every team was there, pitchers, hitters, and they all agreed, rosin, sunscreen, perfectly fine. Hitters, I'd rather know that a pitch is going to be in the strike zone, control issues, people are throwing harder than they ever have. I'd rather know that you feel confident in your pitch, you feel confident in where the ball's going, than me getting now stepping in the box and you have no idea where the ball is going. How does that help player safety? It doesn't. In general, for New York, Mets, another very solid start to the week. 4 games home against Chicago. They've won the first 2. You got DeGrom tonight, Stroman tomorrow. They go for a series win. I mean, they snuck those last 2 games out. Last night, Marisnik gets sent. They throw him out as a tying run at the plate. Lugo gets through 2 innings. They close the door on a 3-2 win. They win 5-2 on Monday night. Yanks were off Monday, but they went to Buffalo. A nice win. 6-5 win against Toronto. They need wins. Yanks are 34-32. They stink. Mets are 34-25, and they are 5 games up on the division. Riding high, looking for a series win with DeGrom on the bump to get to 10 games over 500. Honestly, I don't remember the last time they were 10 games over 500. It's probably like to end the season in 2019. No. 2019? 2018? 2019. No, 2018. 2019. I know. No, 2018 was the year that they just missed. I don't know. It was 2019. And the reason why, not only did I have to search it up, but it reminded me in my head, I remember that being the year the Nats were the wild card team and then they ended up winning the World Series. So yes, the 2019 season. Hey, it's almost like I'm talking about like the same kind of things with the Mets and Yanks over the past few weeks. Mets are playing well. Yankees are playing like garbage and trying to tread above water. They couldn't help out the Mets over the weekend. They lose the 2 in Philly. They were off Friday, played Saturday, Sunday, off Monday, and then they won last night. Brian Cashman, if you want to put the blame on him, whatever, he had a press conference with reporters in the media saying that, like, we're going to get this fixed. I've been calling people, blah, blah, blah. This team is not good. It's just not a good team, especially if this team is not hitting and not hitting home runs. They hit a few last night in Buffalo. Gary staying hot. Gittins, the first baseman, at first major league hit a home run. And they sneak away a win against a very good Toronto Blue Jays team and a scorching hot Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's leading the league in every like offensive category. He's leading the Triple Crown ones in average, homers, ribbies. He's leading in like OPS. He's leading in WAR. He's leading in everything else. Kid is an absolute stud. And it's surprising that Toronto's doing all of this without their 6-year, $150 million man in George Springer. Remains on the sidelines, played 4 games this season. But their lineup is that lethal, and I'm sure that come deadline, they're going to be looking for some pitching. And I feel like we knew this, and I think I did not think Boston was going to be where they are. You know, in second place, like right behind Tampa. I really thought it was Tampa, Yankees, Toronto as like the top 3. I really thought Boston was going to make a 4th place team again. But for Toronto, I mean, we knew the offense coming in. All right, you're right, Springer's in, right? He's hurt, but Vladdy, Bichette, Teoscar Hernandez, Kevin Biggio. I mean, these are insanely good. Marcus Semien had one of the best months of his career in May. Drove in like 40 runs in the month of May. So, I mean, they've been offensively, they've been insane. I think they hit like 8 home runs in Boston over the weekend in one game. I think that was Sunday, but just insane. Yanks just got to get wins, and like there's no moral victories anymore for them. You're 34-22. The Mets had the same amount of wins as the Yankees, and have played 7 less games. And the Yankees have the difference is 34-32, 34-25. Yankees have 7 more games played and are 0-7 in all those extra games. So, yeah. But go back to the Mets. I'll jump back to the Mets. Pitching, been fantastic. David Peterson, 6 scoreless Monday night. Taijuan Walker, 7 innings, 2 runs, gave the 2-run bomb to Javi Baez. Literally made 1 mistake, struck out a career-high 12. He was, talk about the best offseason acquisition in Major League Baseball. Taijuan Walker, 2 years, $20 million. He said in the it was the only offer that he was given. Remember, they when they missed out on Bauer, the Mets were already reported at spring training. They bring him in. He has been everything. He's been everything for you. And the Mets have the best 1-2-3 punch in the bigs with him, Stroman, and DeGrom, Stroman, and Walker. Like I said, DeGrom goes tonight. There's nothing more you could say about him. 0.56 ERA with a 0.53 WHIP. Like we're looking at one of the best seasons a pitcher's ever had in the history of the sport. Cubs have a lot of swing and miss in their lineup, so I'm actually very excited to watch this game tonight. I think DeGrom strikes out like 11. So keep that tallied. We're recording.
Nick's best bets. I'm
not kidding. I would bet the over for his strikeout total, whatever it is. The Cubs don't hit the ball. They are home. They are so all or nothing. If Javi's in the lineup again, I bet you DeGrom strikes him out like 2 or 3 times, and that's being generous. Not giving him the golden sombrero with 4. I wonder if Chris Bryant's in the lineup after his hit by pitch. He had a contusion. Extras came out negative. DeGrom striking out like 11 or 12 tonight. That's what it is. And then when they win tonight, they're going to go for a sweep with Stroman on Thursday. And again, this was a big series with the Cubs being 11 games over, coming off a weekend sweep of the Cardinals. This was a huge series for the Mets, 4 games straight against a good team that was 11 games over 500 coming in. Mets pitching has been better than the Cubs. Cubs offense has gone dead in the first 2 games. Excuse me. And because now you have a stretch of, you have like 3 doubleheaders coming up. Your next off day is next Thursday. Because I'm hoping with the doubleheaders, if you split the doubleheaders, cool. But if you're beating, a top team, the team that, leads the Central, and the Mets are significantly better than the Chicago Cubs. I feel like this last month, especially, you played all 7 games against San Diego, and you won 4 of them. They took 4 of 7 from San Diego with not even your best hitters in the lineup. This team can flat out go up against anyone. They haven't faced the Giants or the Dodgers, the 2 best teams in the National League right now. But I think they can. This team is so fun. This team is showing you that they can battle with anyone, especially with the starting pitching. It's that freaking good. So DeGrom on the mound tonight, going for 3 in a row. Yanks are in Buffalo still, trying to get 2 in a row. And the second one trying to get a series win against Toronto, a team who's been very, very good over the last few weeks. So, got some New York baseball this week to look forward to. It's the middle of June. Prime time baseball.